Thanks for popping in today. This is an interesting meetup today because we're talking about the document designer. And so document designer allows to generate documents from templates. At the moment, we'll be demoing how to generate PDF documents, but upcoming feature versions of the designer will also have word generation capabilities. People will also be able to generate HTML5 at some point, but for now we'll focus on the PDF version. So I think we prepared a really interesting demo, and I'll just leave it up to you, Andrei, to take it on from here.
For sure. Guys, first of all, really excited to be here once again. So first of all, thanks for joining. As mentioned today, we are going to first have a quick demo, how to set up the document designer, use it with the process. We always start small, as you are used to, and then we go big, we go to the real use case and so forth. As mentioned, second on the agenda, we are going to use document designer. At the very end, upcoming features and the session of Q&A. Most importantly, something that was forgot to mention, as usually we have as co-hosts over here, Julian, Mihai, Marian, thanks for joining. Nice to have you guys. I hope you all grab some drinks because we are also going to have some questions for you in the meanwhile. And I would say, let's jump into it. So I'm gonna stop my presentation for a moment. I'm gonna log into PROCESIO, and we are going to showcase to you the new feature which we call document designer. And for doing this, I'm going to duplicate tabs, and I'm going to split my screen because I want to work in from both ends at the same time. You're gonna see. I hope it's gonna be cool for you. I hope you have a big.
I really like the fact that you went straight to it. That's perfect. I just wanted to say hi to everybody first. So
sorry.
don't worry. And last time we had beers. This time I have a tea, and so hopefully everyone.
I have water.
Yeah. So just grab.
This time is more serious. Let's put it like that. It's gonna be serious.
Yeah, serious.
Seriousness level 100. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. On my right hand side, I'm going to configure the document designer. So I'm going to open the document designer. First, I want to change my workspace. Just give me a second. So I change my workspace. I need to change my workspace in pose. I need to go into the demo workspace. All right, so now I'm in the demo workspace. As you can see, there is no document created whatsoever. So we're gonna start from scratch, and I'm gonna hit the create new document button in order to create that template. All right, as mentioned, we are going to do something easy. I want you to see how to configure stuff, to see the easiness of it and so forth. I'm just going to grab some text, put it in here.
Andrei.
Yep.
I'm intervening again. Sorry for this. I know you have it all prepared. Just I'm really curious if everybody really understands what we're doing here, and for that reason, just want to mention a few things. The purpose of this community meetup, if that's fine with you, I would want to.
For sure.
Yeah, I would want to mention the fact that every business out there is relying on documents to generate, to read, and so on. So this community meetup, it's about generating documents within the business. So regardless if in what industry are you activating, you will need to generate documents. You need to generate offers for your client, contracts for your client, invoices. You will need to generate internal documents, for example, for the HR. You would need to generate compliance documents, documents certifying that a certain person is within your organization. You will need to generate a lot of things, approval documents, and so on. And this demo, it's about showing you how you can achieve that very easily using PROCESIO and within a business process. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I wanted to say. And I know we have prepared some questions. I do not know exactly where they're. Oh, perfect. So thank you, Julian, for the questions. I invite you all to answer for us to understand what are the types of documents that you need to create within your company. It would help us a lot to understand if we have nailed it, and if not, just click other, and please write in the chat what are the types of documents that you are generating within your company. Cool.
Exactly right. So could not be put better than this. Every company works with documents, and yes, we are willing to understand with what type of documents. So please choose an options and submit that. In the meanwhile, let's jump back in configuring and doing the cool stuff over here. So as you saw, I just opened the documents designer. I pasted some text, nothing special. We want to make it probably look a bit more nice. So let's also add an image to it. I have some image.
The poll results came in, so the majority of voters voted contracts, then after that offers, after that reports, invoices, and other. So just regarding the other, we're very curious to see what other type of documents you are generating. Please write in the chat, and also if you have any questions as we go through the demo, please write them in the chat box.
So as you can see, I'm just adding, sorry for interrupting. You want to say something, Mihai? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to explain what you are doing here to allow you to focus better on what you're doing. If you want, you can explain, but if you want, I can take that.
For sure, I can explain for a second, and then please feel free to jump in. So first of all, I set up my variables. As you can see, I'm asking for a leave of absence request, nothing too special. So I'm just setting up my variables, the start date, end date, and reason, and I put an image simulating that I'm going on vacation. I want that, by the way. Hopefully it's gonna happen soon. So right now my template is ready, is configured. By the way, in order to add the variables, you just need to click on the variable and it's going to be added in the designer. So it's as simple as that. It's not that I'm doing some magic. Probably this is why I wanted to mention. By the way, let's also give a name to the document. It's going to be vacation this time. So we saved the document. And now we're going back to designing a process. So I'm going to hit and create a process. We are also going to name it vacation. Same stuff over here. And in order to generate my document, I need the action which is called generate document. So this is the first stuff I need to do. This action needs to be configured. So in order to configure it, as you can see, I need to select the template, which we just configured before on the right-hand side. As you can see, I'm gonna add the template vacation. It's selected already PDF. At this point, we only support PDF. I'm gonna give the file output a name. This is my vacation. All right, then I need a variable where the generated file will be added. So I'm gonna create my variable.
For those of you that do not know what a variable is, it's basically a memory location for PROCESIO to know where to store things, right? So in this case, it's going to store a file.
Exactly. And by the way, I'm not going to use as part of this process the HTML string, but by the way, as part of this action, you can also generate the HTML of the template, save it, send it to an email, use it later, whatever you want. So we can definitely do that. Really important to be mentioned.
Yeah,
all right.
This is a great thing, great way of creating notification systems, for example, using PROCESIO, using templates.
Exactly. And right now I'm going to hit to configure my action, and we see that the action is pre-populated with the variables that we had on the right-hand side from the template. So in the process, I will need to add variables that will be passed to my document. So let's do that. I'm going to just use the same name variables. It's going to be date time.
Yeah, so for those of you curious why we're doing this demo step by step, is just to showcase how easy it is and how straightforward it is to create those types of processes. And after that, Andrei, I know that he prepared already a process which it's a little bit more complex, and we're going to explain it, and it's really cool. So just hang on tight.
Exactly, right? So right now my generated document action is configured. I just want to add some actions in order to take the day to day and also to add some days to it. So we are also using these two actions that are going to pass the variables to the document designer. So over here on the start date, I'm putting today. So 17th of February, nothing too special. And on the end date, I'm adding again the start date, to which I'm adding 3 days. And 3 days will be added to my end date. So this is it.
So basically, Andrei, what you're doing here, you are creating a leave document, the leave request document, starting today and ending after 3 days. So basically,
Exactly. So I'm requesting my vacation starting from today. I want 3 days.
Perfect. Given the fact that is the end of the working day, that's perfect, Andrei.
Exactly right. So all right, so I'm running the process. Everything was configured. So you as you saw, it's I think it took us 5 minutes. We also had a short discussion in the meanwhile, some polls and so forth. I'm asked for the reason why I want to leave, so it's going to be Barcelona. I want to go in Barcelona. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and we run the process. We check the instances. Everything went fine. Just one thing, I didn't mention that my file should be an output variable. That's why we cannot download the file. I need to mention that my file is of type output. So I'm going to quickly save it again. Run it because we want to see again, Barcelona.
And I have a question. Why do I have the feeling that this is actually a real request for your leave, right? I have this feeling that you are requesting now live to us that you need some days off, right?
Right, because tomorrow I'm off and Marian already knows this, but I'm not going to Barcelona. So hopefully it's going to happen later this year. So I just downloaded the file and let's see what happened. So I have the file. I think my variables were not set accordingly. Just give me a second to check that. Just give it a second. I want to reconfigure this one. File vacation.
As Andrei tries to identify the problem, a few words from my side. It's very important for you to know that this is the first version of the document designer, and we're going to release probably in 2 or 3 weeks a second version with more functionality, allowing you to do even more than you currently do. So hopefully this time is the charm.
Exactly. Validating. All right, let's see. Save process. Run. Let's run it. See, so now I have my variables were added in the PDF. Everything worked fine. As mentioned, probably I did something wrong when assigning the variables. What I want to show you is that in less than 5 minutes, we configured a leave of request. Probably nothing too special in your opinion. I know it's nothing too special. The special stuff about it is that it doesn't take longer than 5 minutes to have templates. And by the way, these templates you can roll out within your organization. You can take data with PROCESIO from different CRMs, from ERPs, from websites via web scraping and so forth. So let's not talk too long about it because we are going to move to the real stuff.
Yeah,
this is
you
what
already, Andrei, introduced, by the way. So basically, you just gave it away. Yeah.
Just
so
give me a... Yes, first of all, I want us to quickly go through a high-level presentation of what we are going to show next. Afterwards, we're going to run the process and explain to you. So for instance, over here, we are going to showcase to you an integration from HubSpot. We have a call API from HubSpot to PROCESIO. We receive some contacts from HubSpot, and these contacts will use... To these contacts, we are going to send an offer, and this offer was built in Document Designer. So let's just do that quickly, see how it looks, get the feeling of it, and then we go to the process and discuss deep dive in it with Mihai.
Now we have a real use case, right?
Exactly right. And I mean, also the previous one could have been a real use case. Why not? You can definitely request vacation via process, predefined process. All right. So from my point of view, let's move back to PROCESIO. Again, I need to make my screen pop up. So just give me a second. I need to navigate to a different workspace. This is the process that we built for you. I'm first going to hit run. And then we are going to go and see exactly what happened. And afterwards, we'll be in the process. So right now, I should have received an email. Just give it a second.
Andrei, this is a pre-built use case, right? So this is very important. We already prepared it. We're just going to run it, see the result of that run, and then we're going to explain what actually happened, right?
Right, exactly. So right now, this is the template that was generated. Bear with me. And I want us to see where the use case started. So I'm going to go to PROCESIO. This is our website, by the way, guys. If you haven't visited over here, you have a lot of resources. And this is actually our pricing. On the left-hand side, you see our pricing plans.
Just to be clear, we're not trying to sell you anything. It's just an example of use case.
Exactly right. So what we did here, based on the template on the right-hand side, we are offering to our customers, which we pulled out from HubSpot, we are giving them an offer of our business plan. So this is, you see the letter. In this case, actually, I sent the offer to myself and Mihai because we didn't want to spam everyone. But the real process, which I'm going to just open right now, and you will going to see what happened behind the scenes. And also the real template, you are going to see on the left-hand side, the real template as well. So you can make the links between what happened. So right now I'm going to the Document Designer template. So this is the template that we used on the right-hand side, and this is the process on the left-hand side. So the PDF that you just saw, actually the email, let me just bring also the email for 1 second on the screen so you can see. This is the email. It was sent right now, actually a minute ago. And this is the PDF that was generated. The PDF that was generated is based on the template that you see on the right-hand side.
And very importantly, just want to add something which it's very important to mention. You saw the speed of it. So you just ran, generated, executed, generated, send the email now. The email is in the inbox. No delay, it's instant.
Exactly.
And I want to mention that this was a manual run just to prove it, but you can run it, trigger it automatically from other platforms. You can set the trigger what you please.
Yes, you can even use webhooks. You receive a payload via webhook, you pass the variables via process, you enrich the variables, whatever, and then you put the variables in a template and then you send the template. So the use case the doors that open are really large, in my opinion. That's one way of putting it. And the other point that I want to make, probably didn't take me 5 minutes to build this on this template on the right-hand side, but it didn't take longer than half an hour. That's for sure. And let's deep dive a bit into the process, because probably the template is just, as you saw, putting some variables, adding some tests, nothing too special, but really powerful. So not hard to configure, but powerful. But let's dive a bit in and ask some questions to Mihai, because Mihai helped a bit with this process. So the first thing I would like to ask you, Mihai, is what does the call API action do?
Andrei, if you want, just zoom in a little bit so that we can better see what's in there. Yeah, perfect, perfect. So the first thing that we're doing, we're having an API, call API action. Just click on it again so that we can see the, cool. So what we're doing here, we're actually sending a request to HubSpot and getting 2 contacts in this case, because we knew that the first 2 contacts would be the contacts of me and Andrei. And as Andrei mentioned, we do not want to spam anybody. Just wait one moment here. Very importantly, as you could see, you can test every action directly as you build it. And this is what Andrei actually showed us. Cool. And after we get the information from HubSpot, then for each of the contacts in HubSpot, we are generating the offer, right? We fill in some variables, we get the date for today, and so on. And for each of the variables, we're going to generate the offer. Then we're going to send the offer via email to that particular lead, okay? And that's it. So this is how simple the process looks if you want to create something like this.
Exactly right. So I'm gonna just have some few additions to it, because in the one of the thing is that we have today, probably you don't mention, we take the day of today, meaning that the offer is going to be generated today. I'm not sure if you saw into but over here we have the date, which is today. So that's the variable of today. That's the role of the action. In my previous example, the date was not formatted. Obviously, you can do that with using some other actions, which is this map process data. So that's why we use this map process data over here to format the date and the left. Then the generated document, this action we configured together previously. You just saw 2 minutes of configuration. And Mihai, going back to you, why do we have this list add?
Yeah, thank you for the question. When you send an email, you can attach multiple documents, right? And for that reason, we need to add this document to a list, and that list of documents, we're going to attach it to email. So Andrei, if you can go to send email to see the list of attachment, that would be great.
Just give me a second, I need to reload my page. I think I have some freezing.
Cool. So that's the list. As you can see, it's a list of documents. And for that reason, we need to add the document to a list and the list attached to the email. And as you can imagine, if you want, you could generate an entire list of documents that you want to send to that email. So it can be an offer, it can have some additional documents to it, whatever.
Yeah, so what Mihai is saying, you can attach in this list multiple items which you are going to later send via email. And then really interestingly, something that I spotted at the end, because we want individually to each contact, we sent a different offer. At the end, the list over here, we have a map process data, which actually what the role of it is, it empties the list. So it starts from empty and adds something new to it. Correct, Mihai?
Yeah, that's perfect. What happens if you do not empty the list is that you're going to send multiple documents to clients, and potentially you're going to send the wrong document also.
Exactly right. So I think this was mainly it, but I want to ask your questions. If there are any questions related to Document Designer, I'm not sure. To me, what we did over here looked quite simple. I hope, especially in the first part, probably over here it's a bit more complex. But again, we are using simple action. As mentioned, the generate document action we just showcased to you how to configure it, and the rest it's a call API and some string list additions, nothing too special. They are all pre-configured. You should be able to build such a process in less than half an hour, in my opinion. So,
so
Julian, any questions?
Actually had a question. If we want to see the outcome, so just to make sure that we send the documents to the right people, that they reach the right destination, we can view that in instances, right? Or
you can definitely look at instances in order to see what happened if the process failed or if the process was successful. Additionally, you can also set a flow in such a way that you receive a confirmation when an email was sent correctly. So in this case, we didn't set the process to give us a confirmation, but with each offer, I could have set something in the process, like a different loop, also to receive a confirmation. In this case, in instances, we can see that everything went fine, that the people were offered. We can also see and download the offer that we sent. Just give me a second. I think over here I need still to refresh stuff.
yeah, because I think this panel here is really valuable, because when you need to debug, I think normally you have to look in code, which is more complicated. But
exactly right. So yes, this panel definitely helps, and you can definitely bug stuff based on this. And you can also, like I mentioned originally, you can definitely set in a different loop, and every time you want to get a confirmation, you can also get a confirmation. Let's say you don't want to get for each email, but you want to get for every 100 emails a confirmation that these emails were sent successfully. I'm not sure, Mihai, want to add something?
Yeah, I can add something, but I also want to answer the question. There is one question and one comment, which both are very interesting. So the question from Bogdan is, how do you attach multiple documents to an email? That's simple, right? So the way you do that is, instead of having only one list add there, just go on the list add, Andrei,
Yeah,
please.
just give me a second. Yeah.
Yeah, so as you can see, you add the offer, which is offer file, you add the file list. So basically, if you want to add another document, just add another document to that. You can do that, Andrei, with another list add, just copy paste that and put it between list add and send email.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Perfect.
Also, Mihai, I think we need to explain that we have a variable that is of type list, right? Because this is important.
Yeah, so basically what we have here, what Andrei just did, is adding the same file to the list of files that is going to be attached to the document.
So we are adding.
Yeah, so that's how you add multiple documents to an email. If you want, for example, to add a different number of documents for each of the client, you might have a loop to do that, depending on different rules, right?
Exactly.
Andrei, you wanted to add something?
No, I just wanted to emphasize that over here we are adding to the same list twice. In here, the same attachment is added twice to this list, and when we send the email, it's going to contain 2 attachments instead of 1. So this is how you do it. Just wanted to emphasize on this.
Yeah, perfect. And we have a comment from Kraken, which says you need groups for clustering together actions regarding a logical topic. That's really cool, because that's why we invented call sub-process. So basically the clustering is actually the process. So you would be able to, if you want, Andrei, you could just drag a call sub-process, and for example, this might be the clustering that you're referring to, this process, and you can call this process from another process. So you can templatize processes to whatever purpose you need, and you can use that as a logical group. Logical cluster.
Yes, exactly.
Hope that addressed the comment.
Yeah, so what Mihai is, I'm just going to also demo a bit this live. What Mihai is saying, like, let's say at the middle of the process or at the end of this process, we want to call another process or something else. And in parallel, this will start, and you can call another 3 processes. And, so this is how you cluster stuff within PROCESIO. And you can pass variables via these actions from one process to the other one. I hope this clarifies a bit.
Okay.
All right, then I think we are closing in. And I will also like to have a short discussion based on my roadmap, if I still can find my presentation. If there are no other questions, definitely.
Yeah, we have some questions for you guys. Thank you, Craig, and thank you. We also think that it's cool stuff. Guys, if you want, we would appreciate for you to tell us if it was useful, the information that we provided for you so far regarding Document Designer. It would help us a lot to understand if what we're doing is good or bad or whatever. If it's bad, just write in the comments and we're going to try to improve that. And if it's good, also write in the comments. We would appreciate that. Yeah, and as you answer, I will leave Andrei to showcase the.
All right, exactly. So as you probably are already used to, we always bring new actions. One of the new actions you just saw demoed is the action for generating PDF. There is also HTML to PDF, and there are some other or more actions. So please log in, check them out. If you need something, also reply to us, because we develop actions based on your feedback. Then moving on, we are also looking to bring something which we call custom credentials, which will give users opportunity to create their custom credentials. First, we will use this internally in order for us to speed up the development process. Once we use this internally, definitely we'll also roll out to you guys, so you can also build your custom credentials. Document Designer, it's there. We decided, first of all, we thought we are going to release it probably March, end of March, whatever, but we said, okay, we had a lot of customers asking for it, so we said, okay, we're gonna release it in phases. So you just saw phase 1 of Document Designer. Definitely there is a lot more to be built in. So we're also looking to come with a phase 2. What will phase 2 do is, first of all, we will be able to create tables based on lists. Probably we will also come with different formats, not only PDF. And there is much more that can be added, and please feel free, go out, tell us what you want from the Document Designer, because we want to build what you,
and especially what you need, not just what you want, because we want to build.
That's useful stuff, definitely useful stuff. I want a vacation in Barcelona, by the way. Hopefully I get that. But true, Mihai is right. So that's it. Also, we are working from behind, and actually took us a lot of time, and we are closing in on being able to give you guys self-hosted and dedicated environments. It's up to you where you want to deploy PROCESIO, be it in your basement, be it in AWS, wherever. We want to make it possible for you and flexible enough so you can use PROCESIO according to your wishes and obviously to the organization needs. And lastly, but not last, is the local data model. It's a feature that we envision. Probably at the beginning, we won't have a local data model. The start of the feature will be the ability to be able to auto-generate data models starting from a JSON. And then moving on, we're going to have local data model and additional being able to generate data model from Excel files, you name it. It's going to be there. That's it from my side. I also want to ask Marian a question, because we are discussing on roadmap, and Marian is our deputy CEO over here. He knows a lot of stuff related to what's coming beyond this roadmap.
Yes, I know.
So give us a bit of feeling of what comes next.
Yes, thank you very much, Andrei. Actually, I know a lot of stuff, even stuff that you don't know, Andrei, but let's keep it that way. As for the future, as for the vision of PROCESIO, we are moving more towards low-code application development as a platform. And we are looking to add new UI capabilities. We will start to work on a UI designer, starting in phase 1 with a form builder and user task action that will let's say unleash even more possibilities to use PROCESIO as a development environment and as a application development platform. So that's for future. It's for this future for this year. We have also a lot in our long-term roadmap, but this year we are looking to make a step more towards low-code application development and no-code application development. And we started with document designer, as you see in this roadmap.
Thanks, Brian. That's great. Mihai, anything you want to add? Closing words?
Yeah, just one thing. It's important for us to make the experience as good as possible, to have the user work as less as possible. And for that reason, we're going to add new things to simplify the experience within PROCESIO. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully you will join us at the next community meeting, where we will show you more interesting stuff which we have worked on.
Exactly right. So yeah, go ahead.
I want to add something more based on what Mihai said. So we are looking to simplify the experience, but we are looking to do this by understanding your need as a user, as your company needs. So we need your feedback. So please reach out to us with feedback, with your needs, because we are building PROCESIO based on the discussion that we had with our current clients, customers, partners, and so forth. So we really appreciate your feedback and needs, and we will tailor PROCESIO accordingly. And I think we have also another comment. I'm not sure.
Yep, it's for our for joining our community channel. So we have a community channel, guys. If you want to join and just talk to us at any time, if you want to test some processes on the platform or anything, we've set up a channel on Discord. Maybe, you know, if you've been using Discord, you know how it works. It's for gamers. It was made for gamers, but it's a great platform to just chat directly with people and talk about the process that you want to build. So I'll leave a sign up link here in a second on Discord, and you can just join the channel once you are, if you'd like.
Yeah, and if you want more news about us or from us, you can find the newsletter at our website, right? At procesio.com. At the bottom of the page, you can sign up for our newsletter.
And also you can look for us on our social media pages, mainly on LinkedIn. Reach out to us, send us a message if you want to find out more.
Definitely right. And I would say we live on your feedback. So in order to get good features out there, we need it. So definitely keep in contact with us. Let us know what you think, and we will bring things further. It's limitless what we can achieve together. Julian?
Yeah,
anything
sounds
else?
good. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Perfect, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Time.
See you next time.
See you next time.